Welcome to the Listen Up podcast. It is your boy Brandon.
This is your boy Sam.
Hey man, we are back with a 5-0 episode of your favorite podcast, the Listen Up podcast. Sam, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'll be better if I can figure out this mic situation, but I'm doing all right, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Man. What's going on? You ready to talk about this game?
Man, let's do it, man. But before we got to do that, our Jags are currently playing in London. We up 11 to 7. I think the Bills just scored before the half. We're up 11-7 right now, man. I'm feeling pretty good about this game.
Feels like the type of game they lose, though. I got to be honest with you.
See, I felt different last week. We always be on opposites. We always feel different when it comes to the Jaguars, man. That's wild.
Yeah, I feel like this is the type of game they finna lose today. So but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But yeah, man, Florida State went into Virginia. Virginia Tech came to Florida State. They handled business, 39-17. Defense gave up one touchdown the entire game. It's very little I have to complain about. I will find something to complain about. I have something specific. I'll find something to complain about. But for the most part, Florida State, they look good. You know what I mean? They looked how they're supposed to look coming off a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
You get a bye week, you prepare. You got Virginia Tech. I thought they came in with a lot of momentum, having seen what they did last week. And then, against Pitt, you're saying, okay, well, we may get a Virginia Tech who's figured it out. And early in that game, it looked like it was going to get out of hand. And at no point in time, even when, the second quarter, which I'll talk about in a little bit, happened, it's even then, like, never did I look at that game and think Florida State could lose it. Like, it was really clear early on that Florida State was the better team. They were prepared for it. They didn't take it lightly. And that's that's my overall takeaway of the game. How about you?
I think the team is good, but I just think that at this point we know what the team is now. I think we can stop all this when they get healthy. It was a tough opponent. They sleepwalking. Somebody's sick. I think we can stop all now because I think now what we got a big enough body of work to kind of say this is kind of what the team is, right? If they're not blitzing, they're not going to get home with 4. Okay.
Nope. Not consistently.
Yeah. They're going to sometimes blow coverages.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's going to happen. Virginia Tech is not a good football team. That's not a good football team. That's a terrible football team. The second quarter was kind of alarming, but I'm at this point now where I'm like, okay, this is kind of what the team is, right? Like, they're going to throw jump balls and 50-50 balls about 65%, 65% of the time. Yesterday they was able to hit the counter run, which I kind of thought that would happen against Virginia Tech. They're not really good. So when we play a defense that's worth the shit, they're probably not going to have a run game again. You know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of watching them, I'm like, okay, I kind of see where we're at now and how this works, I think the team is good. Is it a top 5 team in college football? Maybe, yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not a lot of great teams. But the schedule tells me that they can probably only lose one more game. They only probably got one loss on the schedule at most.
Okay, so do you think they lose? Do you think they lose that game? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't. Like, I guess I've seen enough from I think everybody else to also know what the other teams are as well.
Right.
So if I look at the rest of the schedule, I'm saying Florida State should beat everybody else on their schedule.
Yeah. But I think the problem is, I think my issue now is I want them to start creating good habits.
They're not.
And I think
their habit is inconsistency.
Yeah. And I think I need Jordan Travis to start actually doing more than just throwing the ball up for 50-50 now. I need you to hit check downs. I need you to hit guys in the middle of the field for 6 yards. I need you to keep the offense on the field. Like, everything can't be feast and famine all the damn time. That's going to work against bad teams, but currently where they at right now, I mean, I think it's fine because you're 5-0. That's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You're 5-0.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it's nothing really to complain about. I think it would be nice if you got better safety play, right? You're not really getting that. Even with Dent coming back yesterday, I mean, it didn't really change much. I mean, you saw the same stuff you've been seeing.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. Hussey may need to get a little bit more burn if
He
that's how
made
he's gonna
one
play.
play, and I'm not saying it's
He
a
made
bad
two
play.
plays. He
Yeah,
made two
well,
plays.
he looked pretty
He
good.
was in on limited snaps. I'm just
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he should start. I'm saying maybe we should
Right.
see more about what we can get from Conrad Hudson. Maybe he's more natural at this position than these other guys, even as a freshman. I'm not saying he should.
I think he is more natural of a safety.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Based
I
on the
think
way
he
he
is.
reacted to the play, it
Yeah.
says to me, this is a guy who just maybe knows the position a little bit better
Right.
than the other guys. They may
I
have
agree with
better
that.
talent, but I think he may read the game just different. Like, and
Right.
again, he was shot out of a cannon. I haven't seen that from no safety.
Right.
You know what I mean, this season. So I'm just saying, I'd probably see if he want to get some more burn in some of these games. Again, you should win them. So he should get earlier burn and see what happens.
Because they got who they got next week? They got Syracuse, right?
Syracuse, yeah.
Yeah. So you should probably play him a little bit more.
Yeah, they'll be a little bit tougher, but I'd say 39-24.
Yeah, I mean, you should. Yeah, yeah. And I see people complaining about the defensive rotations, but I think I don't like the way they rotate players sometimes. But at the same time, I don't think the drop off is so dramatic. Like, I don't think you're going to get anything more by keeping the starters in, or get anything more less than taking the starters out.
Yeah, and that's where they get up 22-0. And my thought is, how about 29-0? You know what I mean? And their thought is, well, let's get some of these young guys some burn. We got a comfortable lead now. Let's start rotating some of these guys in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, why now? This is not the time to rotate the guys in. Go up 29-0. Go up 36-0. And then at that point, nobody cares if you want to throw in some young guys. But at that point, the game is over with. Right. You know what I mean? Even if they do give up a quick score, 2 quick scores, a turnover, you don't get your offense back in rhythm, you 5 scores ahead. And if they had kept the starting defense in, continued the blitz, as opposed to let's sub now.
Yeah,
that game would have been over with at halftime, and you could have got all the substitutions you needed in the, you know what I mean, the second, the third, and fourth quarter. That's the only problem I have with this team is I feel like they don't know what a comfortable lead is. 22 points is not. I mean, I get it. At no point in time did I think they were going to lose the game, but dang, you know what I mean? Like, you could put teams away at halftime and then use the whole second quarter to work on whatever you want to work on. You don't have to get Johnny hurt. You don't, you know what I mean? Like, you could avoid a whole lot of playing time. I mean, minutes on your own bodies when you know you are 1 or 2 injuries away from having a completely different season. If I don't have to play Jordan in the second half, I can rest Jordan in the second half versus Virginia Tech, because that's how that game was going until we took our foot off the gas. You know what I mean? Right. And that's my only criticism with Mike right now. Again, 5-0, great, but just learn from some of these, because I think he's done it so many times now. It's like, again, the habit is inconsistency, because I think the coaches pulling off the gas and the team feels it. All right, we up 22-0. All right, Mike gonna put in some thought. Now we kind of chill a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to adopt some sort of killer mentality. Let's put these guys away, because again, this will fly against Virginia Tech. It'll fly against Syracuse. Duke, it may bite you in the ass. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you do this against another team, it could hurt you. And it could hurt you against Syracuse, because you're in complete control of the game. Why relinquish that control by playing in some second and third some second and third string guys who may not necessarily be at that level yet, just because you want to see what they can do? Now's not the time for that.
Right. I think your talent dictates the term of domination in games, right? Because I was listening to Dion post game after Colorado sweep past Arizona State, and he was like, we're not playing good enough. This ain't, he was very pissed off about the way they played to start the game and the way they kind of came out after halftime. Right. And I'm thinking to myself, your talent don't dictate that you can vice grip a team and get up by 2 scores. And I think with this team, I think there's talent on this team. I think it's some high level talent on this team at spots, but I think some of the talent it doesn't overwhelm an opponent. You know what I'm saying? So I think when you're watching it, if it's not perfect play calls after perfect play call, they can't just. It's weird to say this, right?
But they
Okay,
can though, because they
no,
were
no,
doing it.
no. Let me say this: Jimbo in 2013, Jimbo had this concept they ran on offense, and they ran it
Mhm,
against Pitt like 13 times. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I think it was like a flood concept. I don't forget what kind of concept it was, but basically it was like a staple of the offense. And
mhm,
Jimbo could run that play over and over and over again because his guys could just individually win one-on-one matchups constantly on offense, right?
mhm.
And I think on this team, what you see is there is a lot of I'm a formation you to death. I'm gonna get you thinking a lot. I'm gonna trick you. And when they try to just kind of play straight up, they kind of look like the other teams a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I not saying they're not bad. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they can't just line up in the I formation, just run the ball downhill and say we're gonna get first downs all day. They really, I mean, they can't.
But that's
So
not they.
when what
I would
if
say that's not who they want to be though. Like,
well, right, but but my thing is, if you're going to be a passing team, I think my whole problem is if you're going to be a passing team, which I think that's what we are. I think we're a passing
we are
football team. All right,
this season. Yeah, that's who we are.
okay. I would like for you to add a few more wrinkles within your passing game. Everything can't be
Oh,
to
I
the
don't disagree with
sideline.
that sentence at all. Yeah. Oh, if that's what you're
Yeah,
saying, I
yeah.
100%
Well,
agree.
right, but I'm saying like he can't like they can't just back up and say, okay, everything is a wheel route to the left, a wheel route to the right, spread boot left to the left, spread. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of have to kind of trick teams a little bit, and that's fine. But what happens is when you get in a game like Virginia Tech or Syracuse, when you get up, you want to hold some of those tricks in your bag, right? So then they start trying to play straight up, and then when they do that,
Mhm.
teams can kind of they get a feel for them and they start playing them better. Then they go back to okay, let's start formation them in there, let's start tricking them again. Then they get back up again, which I ain't saying that's the wrong way to play. I'm not saying I have no problem with it because I watch Kyle Shanahan do this every week. I really do. So it don't
Yeah.
bother me at all. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
formation teams to death. He create easy ass throws for his quarterback constantly to the sidelines where only his guy can catch the ball and the ball out of bounds and it's completely safe. I think the offense, in my opinion, is fine. It's vertical, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. But I think when you turn back around and look at the defense, my thing would be I need the defense to actually start taking steps of dominance against terrible teams. They do need to take steps of dominance against terrible teams. Even when you put
You
some of
don't
the
think they were
backups
dominant
in.
yesterday?
I thought the defense was pretty good yesterday. Um,
I
it didn't
very
surprise.
rarely think the defense was dominant. And I thought yesterday, again, they
I thought
gave
they
up
played pretty
7
good.
points.
I
They
thought
gave
the
up
special
7
teams
points.
thing was kind of weird. I didn't understand. I didn't understand that. How
Oh,
you
that was I thought that was coaching. Like, in other
yeah,
words,
I didn't
y'all been
understand
kicking it to it because y'all don't think we got a
that.
kick returner. We throw okay, so let's throw in a better kick returner out there,
Right.
and we still kicked it to him.
Yeah.
Somebody should have saw that and said, "All right, kick it out the end zone." But I mean,
Yeah.
that you got beat with that one. It happens.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem. I had 0 problems with the defense. I thought they blitzed early, which is something they hadn't done in the past, and we knew that's what they needed to do. So I
Right.
thought coming off a bye week, hearing for 2, you know what I mean, seeing all the film and saying, "All right, we know we got to blitz to get pressure. Let's start the game blitz to get pressure."
Right.
My only problem is when they got up, they stopped blitzing to get pressure. It's like I don't like if y'all knew it worked in the first quarter, why wouldn't y'all continue to do it in the second quarter?
Yeah,
And
the
then
Jack.
come third and fourth, they back to doing it again, and and they can't do nothing. I'm like, football ain't that difficult, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
do what works. You know what I mean? Like, if I got to blitz every play from a different spot, I'm blitzing every play from a different spot because
Yeah.
getting pressure on the quarterback changes the offense. If we can get him off his rhythm or whatever, like again, I had 0 problem with it. Again, the running quarterback, he's going to run on us because that's just who we are. Um,
Well, I
like
mean,
it,
running quarterbacks hurt everybody in college
and
football.
and
So it's
that's and I
not,
was just about to say you took that right. I was going to say, and not to mention, I think everybody has problem with running quarterbacks.
yeah.
Teal Dog just said that Hussey hit. That the Hussey hit was something like, yeah, we're done playing.
Yeah.
We're done fucking around.
Yeah.
Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all, this was cute. I've had enough. I'm done. But and the thing about it is, I'm not sure if any outside of Bethune and Deloach, I don't know if anybody else got that in them to be able to just deliver that hit. Like, you know what I mean? It's for real. And what's great is 2 games in a row, we've had some of those plays. Deloach last week, and then, or 2 weeks ago, and then, Hussey this game. So you can see they got some dogs on that team. And so, again, I'm looking at the schedule, and I say I still don't have them losing a game. And then as I look at all the top teams in the playoffs, none of them I say Florida State can't beat. So at this point, at 5-0, I feel great about what the team is.
Well, I think it's 2 teams that you could potentially play that would give you issues.
I think all of them are going to give them issues.
Well,
all
I'm
the
saying
top teams should give you issues.
I think it's 2 teams that could probably beat you straight up. Like they can come in and they could do something about how bad you are in the back 7. Like they could put up 40. They could go to get the 40 points on you. Like I think North Carolina could get the 40 on you. Like if you come in there without a good plan and you're not where you need to be at. Well,
Sam, you know what I'm about to say. Is Matt Brown still their coach?
Yeah, but I mean,
okay. If Matt Brown still their coach and Mike Norvell still our coach, I'm gonna believe that he gonna beat them when he beat them.
Well, that's fine, and I do think with what they got on offense, all the receivers,
they've had way better teams than some of our worst teams that he got out coached. Sam, we've seen it.
All right, I'm not gonna get into this because y'all get into this real deep arguments about these hypotheticals.
I'm not even talking about. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying.
You're the one who said certain coaches just had the upper hand on other coaches.
Yeah, but
when old boy from Miami was giving it to, you knew that you was like, hey, he gonna give it to him because this is what he do. He been doing it since he was at Memphis. Mm-hmm. I'm saying we have watched Mike Norvell kick Matt Brown's teeth in time and time and time again with way worse teams than they had. I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about way worse teams. We had terrible teams.
If you look at that, if you watch that North Carolina team, that team looks different in the team he's had. Like Drake May is
he makes a difference. He does.
I mean, I'm just saying Drake May. My thing is Drake May is not going to let off the throttle. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake May is not. He'll be the best quarterback you'll play this season, and I don't think it'll be close. And I do think Jeff Brom is doing a hell of a job at Louisville. To be honest with you, that's a good football team. So those are 2 teams that you got to create some better habits to beat those teams. You cannot.
Well, I mean, one of them we may not see, and it's possibility we won't see either one of them.
Right. I'm saying. So those are 2 teams that if we played those 2 teams in an ACC championship game, I would be a little concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because those teams
I would be concerned with North Carolina too. But again, I don't know what we'll be at the end of the season. Like if we at the end of the season we undefeated, I'm not gonna look at North Carolina and say North Carolina. You know what I mean? Yeah, North Carolina's gonna be a tough opponent because North Carolina can put up points. I also believe Florida State can still score on anybody, even with the simplicity of the offense that just seems to be verticals and wheel routes. I mean, that's what it is, though. Like, and I'm gonna go back to what I said last week. I still do not believe Mike Norvell is only calling verticals and wheel routes. I still believe this is on the quarterback who's missing guys underneath. I don't watch the all 22s. I ain't seen it. Maybe somebody who breaks down the game can do a breakdown of the underneath routes that are wide open. That people, again, I've not seen it. I'm just telling people have said. Yeah, there are underneath routes wide open that he's just not looking that way, and it looks like he's looking for the home run ball. He's looking to take off. That's how it looks. Especially when the offense bogs down, it looks I'm running or I'm throwing deep. Very seldom do you see these underneath routes. And I mean, we saw Destin Hill get open the minute Johnny went out. Somebody had to be the number 2, and that immediately went to Destin, and it was almost like, okay, so we really only looking at 2 spots because the moment Johnny went out, you saw Destin get hit, and it was like, yeah, that pretty much confirms that I think he's missing some of these guys because it ain't that Destin can't get open. You know what I mean? It ain't that Destin can't get open. It's just like I said, it looks like he's just not looking that direction.
Only way if he ain't putting that
Bell didn't get a touch yesterday, I don't think, did it?
Who?
Did Jaheim Bell?
I think these guys are hurt. They don't announce injuries. So I think these guys are hurt. I mean, I don't know what to tell people, bro. I think these people are hurt. Which I don't know why they don't announce injuries. You know what I'm saying?
No idea.
But they don't announce injuries. Like Florida State has a strict policy. They do not announce injuries. So you don't know. But I think they're hurt.
Yeah, Cubby say friends were at the game. They saw plenty of guys running open, and that's when I really believe this is on.
I was at the LSU game.
I think this is on Jordan Travis, man. You was there.
You said the LSU game. I was at the LSU game watching guys running wide open, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like these guys, but bro, and
So
then at the same,
Jordan got to get better.
but at the same time, Jordan's been playing college football for how long now?
I agree. Jordan should be better right
Okay,
now.
bro.
Yeah.
So he ain't hitting them. He's not gonna start hitting them all of a sudden. Like I just don't think it's
I
gonna
don't know,
happen.
man. Maybe the light bulb come off. I don't know. I've been saying I thought maybe it had a lot to do with the Heisman. You know what I mean? That he was hunting for big plays because he had to be. Maybe once he gets out of the running, he'll play more. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really haven't figured it out, but he really is missing a lot of underneath. And that's a real problem for this team. And I think that's what takes the offense to the next level. I think when we broke down the season and why we said this offense would consistently score over 35 every game, it was because we said across the board, you can't guard. You got Winston Wright Hill, you got Johnny Wilson, and you got Keon Coleman.
Right.
And you have Bell. How
Right.
do you stop all of them? Well, they're stopping themselves by not utilizing all their players. If he really went down and everybody had 4 catches, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Maybe Keon gets 7 or 8. Johnny may get 7 or 8, but Destin Hill got 3 or 4. Winston Wright got 3 or 4. You have to guard Florida State differently. And they're
Right.
just not and Johnny right now is not seeing it. It's hard for me to believe that Mike is not calling plays in a 4 wide set, and there's nothing for those slot guys to do.
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
You know what I mean? They're just decoys.
This offense is, and I keep saying this, it's all about it's pretty much one read, man. They giving him, because even last year, like people keep saying they throw the ball over the middle.
Too long.
Okay,
He's been playing for long for him to be one
man.
read.
I'm saying, bro, every time you watch this team play, what do? They do run a guy in motion. Offense lineman go left, somebody go right. Oh, we're gonna throw the ball underneath to this guy that we had dragging over the middle. And it's like, okay, everything is like, hey, we're gonna set this play up to throw this guy on the sidelines, or this guy over here to this sideline. He's running bootlegs to the sidelines and throwing to the sidelines. I mean, that's the offense. That's the offense, man. That is the offense.
Yeah.
So I think
you're right.
People getting upset about this, but that is the offense. And to be honest with you, the plays that he ran over the middle last year, they were setting up plays for Mekhi Pittman last year over the middle. Those were plays they set up to throw the ball there. Those wasn't, let me take a 3-step drop, look left, look right, hit this guy. No, like his eyes get there. Like, I mean, this is kind of what it is. So I think this is the offense. This is the offense. And I think the offense is being called to Jordan's strengths. You know what I'm saying? I really do believe that. I don't think they're trying to pigeonhole him. I think that this is what he can do. This is what he's good at. You know what I'm saying? I just think people are struggling with it because when you say stuff like Heisman winner, when you compare him as a top quarterback in the country, okay, it's not that. But it's good enough to win here, right now, in this conference, and possibly win a playoff game, right?
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know, but that's gonna all boil down
on the matchup. Yeah.
On the matchup. Because if you play Georgia, you're not gonna win like that, right? Like you won't win like that. You won't win trying to throw 50-50 balls on that cover 2, because they're not gonna have to. Well, my thing is with Georgia, they're not gonna have to blitz to get home.
They will.
They're gonna sit in the cover 3 shell, and they'll say, okay, we'll double Johnny and we'll double Coleman, and we'll see what's up.
But here's why I hate to get all the way to Georgia, but here's why I'm just saying
it's certain teams that
will present problems. They'll present problems for your offense.
Yeah, you're running an offense this way.
But I thought Clemson was the same way. Clemson took away all the stuff they were trying to do. The 50-50 balls.
You did not score an offensive touchdown in the second half of that game,
and they still won the game.
Well, okay, I'm saying they won the game. But that's
all I was gonna say. I was saying,
right.
And I think all of that could be true, and I still think they can beat Georgia.
Right.
You know what I mean? Will I predict them to beat Georgia? I'm not saying. I'm saying all of that is possible, and I still wouldn't say, because again, Georgia's offense ain't world beaters. So our defense, if our defense is if we're doing what we know to do, which is blitz and blow coverages, then they're gonna give up some yards. But I do think our run defense is stout, and they've done pretty good at it. And they don't have you know what I mean? I would say Florida State is not impossible of a thought to think that Florida State could beat Georgia. That's all this season. Last season, I'd have said they had no shot. That's kind of my point.
Yeah, I think that would present a lot of matchup problems that would cause
it'd be a matchup nightmare. Yeah, it'd be a matchup nightmare.
I don't think
if this is what the offense is, if this is the offense they bring in, yeah, it'll be a real problem.
Yeah, I think that, and I think it's some other teams on that schedule that would cause real issues. But You
I
don't
would
have to
agree.
play.
Listen,
None of
Louisville
those
look for
teams are on your
real.
schedule, though. None of
North
those teams are
Carolina
on your
look for
schedule.
real. I agree. USC look for real. But again, like I say, you don't got to play them all.
Yeah, you ain't got to play those teams. So it's like,
Yeah, and you got a
okay,
month to prepare for whoever you playing. Let's see what
you just
happens.
gotta. They need to just win games. Just keep
Yes, they
winning
do.
and find a way to. I know a lot of people keep saying it's wide open. It's no dominant team. I don't think that's true. I just
Yes, it
think
is.
I think the dominant team in our eyes isn't the teams that we're used to it being. But I
So who's
think
the
there are
dominant teams?
teams that's coming along that I'm like, that team got a little extra to them than what these other teams got.
I would agree with that if the next week that team that we thought was
Let me
dominant
tell you something.
would
If
fall. I mean, we said USC was dominant. It looked like there was nobody going to shut down USC. USC was going to be the greatest team ever. I just watched them go into, they should have lost the game. So it's difficult to say, all right, because every week they kind of contradict themselves. You know what I mean? Like the
right,
teams who you think are dominant struggles for a half. Like Ohio State, I thought at one point I was like, they may be for real, but then they struggled for a half or two. Penn State struggles often, and then they pull away late. Like nobody
but
has
but
have
you
I
know
looked
the
at and
problem.
said
You know the problem with this though. You know what the problem with this is?
Mhm.
The teams that we're saying are not dominant are breaking in a bunch of new starters. They're breaking in a new quarterback. Ohio State's bringing a new quarterback. Georgia's
Mhm.
breaking a new quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now with USC, that's a terrible defense, right?
Terrible.
I don't think they're going to beat Oregon, and I don't think they're going to beat Washington. Okay, Washington got a really good defensive line. Washington got a really good offense. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to the end of the season and we get to the playoffs and a team like Washington or Oregon like runs the table, or somebody like Penn State or Michigan becomes dominant in November and runs the table, and we be like, oh shit, you know what? They was the better team all this whole time. I just think because it's not Georgia and Bama or Ohio State right now, everybody's saying, oh, it's no dominant team. Oh, anybody can win. But what happens in college football, we do this shit every year in September. We do this every year in October. Then we get to November. Then we get to December. Then we be like, you know what? I think Georgia was the better team the whole time. Oh, you know what? I think Ohio State in 2014, I think they was the better team this whole time. And then you look at the draft after they win the championship. You be like, damn, you know what? They had 13 NFL picks on that team. This is just what we do. We want to make these big proclamations. Last year, we knew it was Georgia. Last year, we came into the season like, it's Georgia. It's knew Georgia. It was Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
The year before that, we kept saying, is it Georgia or is it Bama? Is it Georgia or is it Bama? Then Bama beat Georgia in the SEC championship game. But we knew it was one of those two teams. We knew that. This year, because it's not Georgia or Bama, everybody's saying, oh, we don't know who it is. Bro, Washington is bludgeoning people. Michigan is blowing people out. I'm just saying.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Sam.
Go ahead.
If Washington and Florida State is undefeated and we meet in the playoffs, we beat the brakes off Washington. Okay. I say that respectfully to anybody.
What's the time stamp on that?
Well, yeah, time stamp that 11:45.
Okay.
It's 10. It's October the 8th. 28 minutes into this episode. I'm telling you, line that shit up.
All I'm saying,
we ain't losing to no fucking Washington.
We do this. All I'm saying is we do this. We do this whole thing where there's no dominant.
I say that respectfully, Husky Nation.
Then we get there. I'm just saying these teams reveal themselves later in the season. They do early in the season. They reveal themselves a little later. Like I thought Florida State was probably the better team in the country in 2014. Well, I mean, it's easy to sit here and say line it up today. It's easy to say that today.
I'm telling you,
how would you feel?
I won't believe a team from Washington can beat us until a team from Washington beats us. That is my stance. Thank you, Zoe. Tell them, Zoe. Washington ain't beating us.
Okay. All right.
Hey, and also all that hurricane talk about this and struggles. Hey, man. We knew Mario Cristobal was a bad coach, right? We knew this. Like, we knew he was a hell of a recruiter, but he was really bad as a in-game coach. We knew this.
That's the biggest.
We didn't know he was this bad. We didn't know he was this bad.
That's the biggest in-game debacle that I've ever seen in college football.
I tried to explain it to I tried to
I
explain
seen
it to
some
my
shit.
dad who ain't seen the highlights, and he was like, "What you mean?" I said, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a coach lose a game for his team. I mean, legit lose a game for his team. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Yeah, I was watching it actually. I was actually watching it, and I was trying to figure out why he wasn't taking a knee.
I kept trying to figure it out. I was doing the math. You know, you do the math in your head. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so game over with. I'm finna roll over, go to sleep. Why he ran the ball? All right, well, okay, he'll take a knee this time. He wanted to get, I don't know, a little bit more or whatever. I don't get it. Cool. So then I was like, he ran it again, and I was like, all right, well, he down, so it don't really make no difference. But I don't know, we can get a good angle because they ruled the fumble on the field, and it's kind of tricky.
I ain't gonna lie. To me, that kid was down, but
he was definitely down.
At the same time, bro, these are ACC officials, bro. If you allow them to go in that booth, bro, anything can happen, bro. Like I say this all the time. People complain.
You leave it up to the ACC officials.
If you leave it to the ACC officials, bro, anything is possible, bro. Like when I say anything is possible, bro. So,
nobody believe in your Washington team. I'm just
that's fine. Hey, hey, that's fine. That's fine. They ain't gotta believe. They ain't gotta believe in it. I mean, I would say, as we sit here today,
I'm trying to be respectful to Washington.
I'm not. Well, what I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying. I'm just, you know me. This is all for content. I'm telling you, I actually like Washington. I think Washington is a good team. I believe Florida State is also a good team, and I ain't gonna believe that Washington can beat them.
There's some teams out there that I've seen that I'd be like, damn, they really put teams away. Like UNC really puts your ass away. Like they really don't play. Like they really don't. They took Syracuse, vice grip that shit over 27.
They'll lose next week to they'll lose next week to this sorry ass Miami team. I believe again. Let me see what. Okay, I want to see some of these teams play. Florida State has actually played two good teams and one really dominant defense. I can say Florida State, even while being shut out, can at least persevere. They bow up at times when they need to. They can, you know what I mean? They kind of play like it's not like a chip on their shoulder, but it's almost like we got to hit first. We're not the bully. We more of, but if you bully us enough, we're gonna get to fighting back almost. And so when I look at this team, I'm saying nobody else has had to go through that struggle. Like none of these teams have really had to like fight, which is why I never would have thought Georgia Tech would have beat them. But I said, let me see what they look like when they get in the conference play.
Right.
I can't say nothing about Miami until they get in the conference play, because at least I can say they played a team who should be at their level. You know what I mean? And the first time they got an opportunity, they lost.
I mean, they beat Texas A&M, bro.
Man,
they did a shitty. These teams played bad, man. I don't know what to tell people. Like the team played bad. They lost.
Texas A&M is just not a good team, bro.
Texas A&M is not great. You know, they only backup quarterback now. I mean, what are we doing here?
Okay, right. And that's what we doing. Let me see what it looked like when you hit in conference play. At that point, we had already played Boston College.
What I will say is this. When other teams struggle with other teams, they're trash. When we struggle with other teams, we're sick. And we got all these different things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what narratives are we want to shake around?
Still on that. What narratives on that flu game? Huh?
Well, no, I'm just saying. What narratives? No, my thing is, what narratives are we going to shape around everything? Everything is like narrative based. You know what I'm saying? These teams struggle because they trash. When we struggle, well, this guy got a hurt back. This guy Frankus was killing him last weekend. You know, so like I said, as you evaluate the teams, I think FSU should win every game on their schedule going out. I really don't see a reason why you should lose a game. I just think these games are all going to look like the way they look the last 5. So the offense is going to sputter at times, and the defense is going to look anemic. It's going to look like that. Yeah. So that's just the way it's going to look. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of the problems that y'all have that we complain about, I think a lot of it is the quarterback. But I think that's because the quarterback has limitations. That's why he's been here for a long time, right? He has limitations, all right? So I wouldn't complain too much about that. That's just what it is. At this point, we have to start saying what things is. I mean, we sick with the flu because no other team catches the flu. Just us.
Hey, man. They were out there laboring, man, and I don't know why you just won't understand. They were laboring in that game.
I mean, man. It's amazing.
You've had the flu. You know what it's like. Yeah. Everybody ain't Jordan. They ain't able to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Snap up.
True. It's
Yeah,
flus,
everybody ain't
it's
Jordan, man.
injuries.
Jordan, the only person I know scored for the, with the flu.
FSU on Madden on the injury is on like 40, and the other team's on like 100%. It's amazing to me. At some point, we have to stop talking about this stuff and just evaluate the team the way the team is. But I think FSU's fine. I think they're going to dominate the next couple weeks because they got Syracuse. Who they got for Syracuse? I think it's Wake. Hold on. Let me look.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Make sure I pull this up.
Yeah, Syracuse, then Duke.
Oh,
yeah, Syracuse, Wake.
Syracuse, Wake.
and Wake.
Yeah, Syracuse.
No, Syracuse, Duke, Wake. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Syracuse, Duke, Wake. So Duke game, you better get your shit together. That's gonna be a toughie. And the Wake Forest game, Wake Forest turned the ball over a lot. You should be able to beat Wake Forest.
You should definitely beat Wake Forest.
But
you should definitely beat Pitt.
If Wake Forest is what I think is going to be when we play them, the way we play, it's probably going to be a 28-45 game. You know what I'm saying?
At this point, I think all the games pretty. I mean, anybody with a decent offense is going to be.
And I did look at. I took a look at Duke backup quarterback because we might be playing against him. Look pretty good.
No, he not.
Look like he can present some problems. I know everybody trash until we play him. Then we get to the game. Hey man, it's just about winning.
No.
It's about winning,
we make quarterbacks look good. It's not that they like. Listen, Buddy gonna be trash the week before us. He gonna be trash the week after us. How he look against us is not determined on how well he is as a quarterback. We make guys look good.
You know how
we give quarterbacks the Heisman.
Oh, don't worry about them. They trash. Then the game in. Going into the fourth quarter, 35-30. Man, just got to get out with wins.
Y'all want to see me act crazy, boy? Let me go out there and lose to that backup quarterback. That boy, that is garbage.
What y'all be saying? This new college football, man. Everything.
You telling me a Duke backup can beat Florida State, boy?
No, I think they're gonna beat Duke.
Okay, I'll agree to say that.
No, I'm just saying, Buddy didn't look incompetent. I said that he looked like
he go to Duke, so he's smart. He know how to play football.
Yeah, okay, I'm just saying. So
can he throw and run?
Against, he can throw and run
against dominant
quarterback. Can throw and run.
No, I know he can throw and run. I mean, like, can he do it against competent defenses?
Everybody does against us, though. We let that
again. I expect him to. I expect him to have his best game against us.
Yeah. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I think. But that's what I'll put it at, man. I think they should win the next 3. Then they got Pitt. Pitt is terrible. You should be able to beat the brakes off of Pitt. Then you got Miami. We'll see where Miami's at.
Miami got two roads. They either gonna go way in the can. They'll lose next week. They'll lose the following week. They won't win another game this season.
That's a tough.
They'll bounce back.
Yeah,
I don't know what and I have no idea which one it's gonna be. But Buddy cried on the sideline. Seemed like he was pretty upset with the coaching decisions.
Yeah, that was hard.
Hey,
I actually felt bad. I actually felt bad for them kids.
He was crying on there asking why run the football. Hey man, we were asking the same thing, man. We was asking the same thing. Hey, more power to you, my brother.
Yeah, but man, that's about it for me for today, man. You got anything else?
No, man. Go Noles, man. Let's get 6-0 next week.
Yeah, let's do it. Suck it, Miami. Suck it. That's all I can tell you. That hurts. But now I got to put Miami on Prime Watch now. See, now they on Prime Watch. You know what I'm saying? Now they on Prime Watch because when you lose like that, I got to put you on Prime Watch. I
didn't realize what you were saying when you say Prime Watch is crazy. Prime Watch. They on Prime Watch? Listen, the Gators on Prime Watch.
Got the Gators on Prime Watch. I got Miami on Prime Watch. Got you on Prime Watch now.
Prime wouldn't go to these two schools, man. I refuse to believe Prime would go to
Watch list. So,
I ain't had them on Prime Watch.
I got them on Prime
But
Watch.
we do need to put together a list of Prime Watch teams.
That's on Prime Watch, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about firing your coach this year. It's about what's going to happen next year. Because once Shador leave, if he still want to coach, he's going to have – because Florida's going to be open after next year. They're going to fire their AD this year. They're going to slide that letter out there this year.
You think Buddy going to make it?
They're going to fire the AD this year. They're not going to fire that coach this year. They're going to fire the AD this year. AD got to go.
Let me look at the Florida schedule because we know they got at least 2 losses on the schedule.
But it don't matter. They're not going to fire him in 2 years like that.
Do they beat South Carolina this weekend?
It's going to be a dogfight.
They're probably gonna lose that one.
But I'm saying it don't
I
matter. The record's not gonna matter. They're not gonna fire him in 2 years. They're not gonna do
okay.
that.
They're
They're
gonna
not
lose to
gonna do that.
Georgia.
Huh?
They're gonna lose Arkansas. What about Arkansas? They beat Arkansas.
Everything on their schedule's up for grabs.
LSU. They beat LSU.
What we doing here?
What about this hot Missouri team?
Okay. All I said
I'm
was
saying Florida might not have another win on their schedule, Sam. You
okay.
can't keep that man if they don't have another win on their schedule. If
They're
they
not fired.
again,
They're
I
not.
just
They
gave you the
got
rest
to
of them.
fire the
South
AD
Carolina,
first. They have to fire
Georgia,
the AD first.
Arkansas,
Right.
LSU, Missouri, and Florida State. They would.
Okay.
If they would,
Is he
would
black?
they be favored in any of those games?
Is he black? Not black.
I think Florida might lose them all, man.
Nah, bro.
You cannot bring Buddy back if he lose them all.
You're not gonna lose all those games, but that'll be.
I think they're gonna lose them all.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna say.
I'm saying it doesn't matter.
I think it's a strong possibility that they will lose them all.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter.
I don't believe you will have a Florida fan in the stadium next season. I don't care what you do with the athletic director. There will not be a Florida fan in that stadium come game one if Billy Napier is the season and they lose the rest of these games. They're not gonna lose 6 straight and then be like, well, you got to bring them back because we ain't got no AD.
They're gonna fire the AD first. Gonna hire AD. You're gonna go in next year. They're gonna give him next year. Because that's the responsible.
Did you see Florida's schedule for next year?
Yeah, that's
I pulled that one up because if you bring back Billy Napier next year, they won't win a game next year. They're gonna go offer.
So they're gonna still be able to fire him. That's my point. It ain't like he's gonna turn it around next year. They're gonna still be able to fire him.
You're right. Any coach they bring back
exactly. So I mean,
if I'm a new coach, I don't even take Prime ain't taking that job going into 2024 with that schedule.
Oh, that's why you wait. You wait.
Yeah. You're right. Because Prime would never. He look at that 2024 schedule and be like, nah.
So yeah, I'm putting Miami. But anyway, I'm putting Miami on the Prime watch list. I got Florida on the Prime watch list.
Hey, they both gonna be playing for Prime in game one next season. You got
Prime watch.
You got Florida, Miami. They both gonna be playing for Prime next season.
Yeah. Ooh, but I mean, yeah, like the new AD will want his guy. That's why they're gonna wait. Because he's not gonna want to he's not gonna hire that guy in that 24 season. He's gonna be like, all right, let me get my new guy, let me get all my stuff straightened out, let me get my list together. You don't want to make that, you want to take your time and do that. And you want to seem like you're being fair.
I'm for it.
Year two,
I'm for it.
Year two, you're not. That's insane.
I'm for it. Again, keep Billy as long as they want Billy there. I'm fine with it. I'm just telling you, that man may not win but one game the rest of this season, and next season he got one game that he'll be favored in.
Damn, boy, the Jags be just pissing all over themselves in the red zone.
Man, game back on, man. Hey, man, this was Listen Up Podcast. We appreciate y'all. All sorts of good stuff, man. But rate, review, subscribe, retweet, do all that good stuff, man. We keep growing, man, and we appreciate it every time, man. Y'all keep rocking with us, and we appreciate that for real.
All right.
Sam, you got anything else, man?
Trevor Lawrence just fumbled again because every time he get hit, he got to fumble the ball today. This is ridiculous. All right, I'm done.
Whenever you're ready to have that honest conversation about your boy, I'm